South Korea and US set new standard to counter North Korean threats. Before we dive in the video, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and stay always one step ahead on every single global news and important event. Give a thumbs up and share the video with your friends and family and be an upstander. Let's move on. South Korea integrates traditional and US nuclear capabilities for North Korean defense. Shin Won-sik warns that North Korea using nuclear weapons could end Kim Jong-un's regime. South Korea and the US have updated their Tailored Deterrence Strategy, TDS, for the first time in a decade in response to the escalating nuclear and missile threats from North Korea. South Korean Defense Minister Soo Wook and US Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin held the 55th SCM at the Ministry of National Defense in Yongsan, Seoul, on the 13th and signed the revised TDS. In a joint statement following the SCM, the two defense chiefs stated the ministers approved the 2023 Tailored Deterrence Strategy revised for the first time in 10 years, and evaluated the 2023 TDS as a flexible and robust document revised to effectively deter and respond to the escalating nuclear and weapons of mass destruction (WMD) threats from North Korea, as well as its non-nuclear capabilities with strategic implications. The joint statement further specified, the 2023 TDS reflects guidelines on utilizing all categories of U.S. military capabilities, including the U.S.'s nuclear capabilities, along with South Korea's conventional capabilities, to prepare for North Korea's nuclear and WMD attacks in peacetime, crisis, and wartime. It was also emphasized that both sides agreed that the 2023 TDS would further enhance the posture and capabilities of the alliance by preparing for any possible nuclear use situation by North Korea, as a document providing direction to planners of both countries. The TDS is a strategic document between the defense ministers of South Korea and the US to deter North Korea's nuclear and WMD threats. In July, the two countries established a working system to strengthen nuclear deterrence and response capabilities on the Korean Peninsula at the First Nuclear Consultative Group, NCG, discussing joint planning and execution of South Korea's conventional capability support for U.S. nuclear operations and ways to enhance the visibility of U.S. strategic asset deployment. In September, they held the Korea-U.S. Integrated Defense Dialogue, KID, agreed to revise the TDS within the year, reflecting scenarios on how South Korea and the U.S. would militarily respond to North Korea's nuclear use. The updated TDS includes measures to utilize all capabilities of the South Korea-U.S. alliance, including U.S. nuclear capabilities, to prepare for the possibility of North Korea's use of nuclear and WMDs. Minister Soo emphasized in a joint press conference with Secretary Austin after the SCM, the South Korea-U.S. alliance will evolve into extended deterrence that South Korea and the U.S. share together based on the Washington Declaration announced by the South Korea-U.S. leaders last April, by jointly planning and executing South Korea's conventional power support for U.S. nuclear operations, and confirmed, any nuclear attack by North Korea is absolutely intolerable and will face immediate, overwhelming, and decisive response from South Korea and the U.S., leading to the end of the Kim Jong-un regime. In addition, South Korea and the U.S. have agreed to share U.S. satellite information in real time to prepare for North Korea's missile threats. The joint statement specified, in response to the escalating missile threats from North Korea, we have agreed to strengthen the alliance's detection capabilities through the U.S.'s early warning satellite information sharing system. A Ministry of National Defense official explained, currently the South Korean military has not been sharing information from the early warning satellites operated by the U.S. in real time, and this will enable real-time sharing of information, allowing the information to be transmitted to our surveillance and interception weapon systems in real time. South Korea and the U.S. also exchanged views on suspending the 9/19 Inter-Korean Military Agreement. In response to a related question at the joint press conference, Secretary Austin said, we have shared opinions between South Korea and the U.S., and we have agreed to closely consult on how to resolve this in the future. A Ministry of National Defense official said, even before the SCM, the Joint Chiefs of Staff shared with the U.S. Combined Forces Command and the U.S. Forces Korea the government's direction regarding the 9/19 Inter-Korean Military Agreement, and we explained our government's position at today's SCM, and the U.S. side listened carefully. The official added, It's about communicating and sharing information at the level of the South Korea-US alliance, not about deciding on a direction agreed upon by South Korea and the US. And we agreed to continue to communicate while watching North Korea's threats closely.